Before I tell you what Messi said that silenced an entire stadium of Cristiano fans, let me ask you this. What would you do if 80,000 people were calling you finished? Because what Messi did next is absolutely legendary. Today I'm bringing you one of the most incredible stories in football history. A story that happened just last month at the Santiago Bernabeu. And trust me, what you're about to hear will completely change how you see both Messi and the beautiful game itself. This isn't just about football. This is about character, respect, and how a true legend responds when 80,000 people try to break his spirit. Make sure you stick around until the end, because the 3 words Messi said will give you goosebumps. March 15th, 2025. Real Madrid versus Inter Miami in a special friendly match at the Santiago Bernabeu. This wasn't just any ordinary game. This was Messi's return to the stadium, where he had scored some of his most memorable goals against Real Madrid. But here's what made this night different. The entire stadium was packed with 80,000 Cristiano Ronaldo fans who had traveled from all over the world. Portuguese flags, CR7 jerseys, and banners with Ronaldo as the GOAT were everywhere. From the moment Messi stepped onto that pitch, you could feel the hostility in the air. This wasn't just football rivalry anymore. This had become personal. The moment the match started, the chanting began. Messi is finished! Messi is old! Cristiano is better! But this was just the beginning. In the 15th minute, something happened that shocked everyone watching. Messi received the ball near the halfway line, and as he tried to make a simple pass, he slipped and fell on the grass. The mistake was minor, completely normal for any player. But the reaction from the stands was brutal. The entire stadium erupted in laughter. Not just gentle teasing, but cruel, mocking laughter that echoed through every corner of the Bernabeu. You could see Messi's teammates looking concerned. Luis Suarez jogged over and helped him up, whispering, "Don't let them get to you, Leo." But the Cristiano fans weren't done. A massive banner was unfurled in the upper tier. Messi finished at 37, and below it, another one. Ronaldo would never fall like that. Within minutes, that clip of Messi falling went viral on social media. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere you looked, people were sharing the moment with captions like, "The GOAT just proved he's a sheep," and "This is what happens when you're past your prime." The hashtag #Messi finished started trending worldwide. Cristiano fan accounts were posting videos comparing Messi's fall to Ronaldo's athletic moments. The hate was unprecedented, but here's what nobody knew at that moment. Messi wasn't just playing football that night. He was about to deliver one of the most powerful lessons in sports history. As the first half continued, the psychological attacks became more coordinated. Every time Messi touched the ball, 80,000 voices would chant in unison, "You're too old! You're too slow!" The Spanish commentators were struggling to maintain their professionalism. This level of hostility towards Messi is something we've never seen before, one said. The Bernabeu has always been hostile to Barcelona players, but this feels different. Messi's family was watching from the VIP section. His wife Antonella looked visibly uncomfortable. His children were asking why people were being so mean to their father. This wasn't just affecting Messi, it was hurting the people he loved most. At halftime, the score was 0-0. In the Inter Miami locker room, you could cut the tension with a knife. Some players wanted to respond aggressively. Others suggested just focusing on the football. But Messi, he sat quietly in the corner, tying and retying his bootlaces. His coach, Tata Martino, later revealed what Messi said during that halftime break. Sometimes the best response is not the one people expect. Nobody understood what he meant at the time, but they were about to find out. When the second half started, something had changed in Messi's demeanor. He wasn't angry. He wasn't frustrated. If anything, he looked peaceful, almost meditative. In the 67th minute, the moment arrived. Real Madrid's goalkeeper made a mistake, and the ball fell perfectly to Messi about 25 yards from goal. The stadium held its breath. 80,000 Cristiano fans were on their feet, not in support, but in anticipation of another failure. They wanted to see the finished Messi miss this chance so they could mock him even more. What happened next lasted only 3 seconds, but it will be remembered forever. Messi looked up at the goal, Then he looked at the crowd. For just a moment, time seemed to stand still. And then, with the calmest, most perfect technique you've ever seen, he curled the ball into the top corner. The goalkeeper didn't even move. The net barely rippled. It was poetry in motion. But here's the incredible part. Messi didn't celebrate. He didn't run to the corner flag, didn't slide on his knees, didn't cup his ear to the crowd like many players would have done. Instead, he did something that nobody expected. Messi walked slowly toward the center circle. The entire stadium had gone silent. You could hear a pin drop. 80,000 people who had been screaming for 70 minutes were now speechless. As Messi reached the center circle, he stopped. He looked directly at the section with the biggest Cristiano banners. And then, with the calmest voice, picked up by the field microphones, he said 3 words that would echo around the world. Respect the game. That's it. No insults, no boasting, no anger. Just respect the game. The impact was immediate and profound. You could see fans in the stands looking at each other, suddenly uncomfortable with their own behavior. Some actually started taking down their insulting banners. The Spanish commentator was speechless for a full 10 seconds before saying, "In 30 years of covering football, I have never seen a more powerful response to hatred than what we just witnessed." But the most incredible reaction came from an unexpected source: the Cristiano fans themselves. About 5 minutes after Messi's goal, in his 3 words, something unprecedented happened. A section of Cristiano fans in the North Stand began a different chant. "Messi! Messi! Messi!" It started with just a few people, but it spread like wildfire. Within minutes, thousands of fans who had spent the entire match insulting Messi were now chanting his name. One fan, a 45-year-old Portuguese man named Miguel Santos, was filmed by television cameras with tears in his eyes. Later, he told reporters, "I came here to hate Messi and support Cristiano. But Messi just showed me what a true champion looks like. He didn't need to humiliate us. He just reminded us what football should be about." The same social media platforms that had been mocking Messi just hours earlier completely flipped. The Prussian Messi finished hashtag was replaced by Nation Respect the Game. Videos of Messi's goal and his response were viewed over 100 million times in the first 24 hours. But more importantly, the message behind those 3 words started a global conversation about sportsmanship and respect. Even Cristiano Ronaldo himself posted on Instagram, "Class is permanent. Respect to a legend." The post received over 50 million likes in just a few hours. But this story goes deeper than just 1 goal or 3 words. What Messi did that night revealed something profound about true greatness. You see, anyone can score a goal. Any player can silence critics with skill. But it takes a special kind of person to respond to hatred with dignity, to answer insults with class, and to remind everyone what really matters when emotions are running high. Messi didn't just score a goal that night, he scored a point for humanity. In the weeks following that match, something beautiful started happening in football stadiums around the world. Fans began using Messi's phrase, "respect the game," as a way to call out poor behavior from other supporters. UEFA even launched a campaign using Messi's words, promoting respect and fair play in European competitions. The phrase was translated into dozens of languages and became a rallying cry for positive fan culture. Schools started teaching about that moment in their sports programs, using it as an example of how to handle adversity with grace. That night at the Bernabeu, Messi added another chapter to his legendary career. But this wasn't about goals or assists or trophies. This was about something more valuable: the power of character under pressure. Years from now, when people talk about Lionel Messi, they'll remember the goals, the World Cup, the Ballon d'Ors. But they'll also remember the night when 80,000 people tried to break his spirit, and he responded by reminding them what football is really about. So the next time someone tries to bring you down, remember Messi's example. Remember that the most powerful response to hatred isn't more hatred, it's showing people a better way. The 3 words, "respect the game," became more than just a moment in football history. They became a lesson in how to be human. What do you think? Have you ever been in a situation where you had to choose between responding with anger or with dignity? Let me know in the comments below. If this story inspired you as much as it inspired me, Smash that like button and subscribe for more incredible football stories that go beyond the pitch. And remember, in football and in life, respect the game. Sometimes the greatest victories happen not on the scoreboard, but in the hearts of those watching. Disclaimer. Disclaimer. This story is completely fictional and for entertainment purposes only. Although inspired by real people, the events described are purely products of imagination and have no connection to reality. No association with any real persons, institutions, or events is intended.